Hello, I'm teacher Karina, and I'm here to talk to you about sentence word order. A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. The words in a sentence must be organized in a specific order so as to meet the standards of formal written English. Needless to say, all sentences must begin in capital letter, and they use punctuation marks to add tone and meaning to what you have to say. Remember that in English, you also have to use capital letters when referring to proper nouns such as names of people, places, and events, days of the week, months, and languages. Now, when it comes to sentence word order, every English sentence must have a subject and a verb. The basic sentence pattern is called a simple sentence. A simple sentence has one subject-verb combination. Sometimes there is a noun or a pronoun object and more information after the verb. Some verbs, such as like and enjoy, must have an object after them. These are called transitive verbs. Some verbs, such as go and arrive, can never have an object after them. These verbs are called intransitive verbs. Depending on the context, some verbs, such as play and practice, can have an object or not. The context will determine if they are transitive or intransitive. It is easy for student writers to leave out the subject or the verb, or even use commas and punctuation marks where there is no need for any. In writing, a fragment is a serious mistake. A fragment shows the reader that the writer did not check his or her work carefully. When you write your sentences, check each one of them to make sure that there is at least a subject and a verb, and then check again for punctuation and capitalization. Because of Portuguese interference, Brazilians tend to use verb have in the sense of existence. This is a serious mistake that affects coherence. Here's another common mistake Brazilians make, which is absolutely incoherent to a native speaker. Make sure to be extremely careful whenever stating the things you have and the things you are. Another point to keep in mind is the choice of pronoun you have to make. If it comes before the verb, make sure to choose it wisely. When writing your sentences, make sure to use the correct verb tense and that the form of the verb chosen will agree with its subject. Make sure to be precise and avoid unnecessary words. If possible, add other expressions such as adverbs of place and time to help contextualize what you want to say. Do you remember that a simple sentence may also have an object? In order to recognize what the object is, just ask the verb two questions: what or who? A major difference between English and Portuguese has to do with the use of direct and indirect objects. In English, it is more natural to change the position of the objects so that you can hide the preposition. In English, there are many different types of adverbs, and they will always take specific positions within the sentences. For example, when using adverbs of frequency, they must always come before the main verb or after verb to be. In case there is an auxiliary verb, place the adverb of frequency between the auxiliary and the main verb. A simple sentence may also provide the reader with more information after the verb. If you ask the verb the questions how, where, and when, you will find the adverbs, namely the adverbs of manner, place, and time. Note that some adverbs of manner may take other positions in a sentence, but place will always become before time. Remember that in English, adjectives come before nouns. So, when you're confused about using multiple adjectives in a sequence, be aware of the correct adjective word order, but bear in mind that more than 3 adjectives may sound unnatural. Whenever in doubt, go from the most general adjective, usually your opinion, to more specific characteristics. Attention to some nouns that can form compounds. A common weakness in writing is the lack of variation in sentences. Becoming aware of 3 general types of sentences, simple, compound, and complex, can help you vary the sentences in your writing. The use of compound subjects, compound verbs, prepositional phrases such as at the bus station, and other elements help lengthen simple sentences, but simple sentences are often short. The use of too many simple sentences can make writing choppy and can prevent the writing from flowing smoothly. A compound sentence refers to a sentence made up of 2 independent clauses or complete sentences connected to one another with a linker. A complex sentence is made up of an independent clause and 1 or more dependent clauses connected to it. A dependent clause is similar to an independent clause or complete sentence, but it lacks one of the elements that would make it a complete sentence. Dependent clauses such as these cannot stand alone as a sentence, but they can be added to an independent clause to form a complex sentence. In a way or another, you must try and always keep in mind the traditional sentence word order when writing your own sentences. Thanks for watching. Bye.